Hello again, welcome back to Diagonal Move. We are on the beach and the sea and the cliff top just in Crowbar ranges at Pointe Du Hoc. Carrying on the game, we're moving into the second activation, which is roughly halfway through the first day of the D-Day landings, June the 6th. So time has sped through quite quickly in this game, and the Rangers have taken an absolute pounding. As you can see, the vast majority of the units are still either at sea or on the beach. We just have only 2 units from Fox Company actually made it onto the land at all. We have also lost 2 units from Dog Company. They are now eliminated from the game, with the Dog Company commander 1 space further along the increment track, so that person will come back fairly soon, I hope. But yeah, challenging game. I think I need to rethink the strategy somewhat, maybe slow down, but then time is moving fast. It's that balance you need to achieve. But okay, what are we going to do? Let's get started with, do you know what, let's go straight to Easy Company, try and take out that bunker and slow down the German counterattacks. So we do need 3 advance points to get up over that cliff. 4 actually, because of the additional activation point needed to get into the prepared terrain. That is the bunker. Okay, how are we going to do that? I reckon we should go safe to try and get a grapple attempt, and we've taken a hit, but we do have the point there, little dot above the arrow, to show that we can do the grapple attempt. We do have the company commander actually under there, so maybe we could reduce the the advance points needed to cross the bridge by flipping that counter over. But then we may need it for a re-roll because we're going straight into combat. Let's do the grapple attempt first. That counter I put there is just to show that that's the active unit. Grapple attempt 4+, rolled a 7, which I think is a firm hold. Let me just grab the player aid. Yep, that's a firm hold when the grapple attempt is done by the Rangers, so rather than the boats. So let's pop the firm hold there. Fantastic. We need just 1 advance point to get up the top of the cliff, another one for the movement into the prepared terrain. So let's roll a yellow, hoping to get the 2 and no specific damage. We've rolled a 1 and a hit. Okay, so let's do that hit first, which means we move that unit down from 9 strength down to 8. And then we'll save the advance point. Yeah, we'll save the advance point. I don't think there's much use doing anything else with it at this point. Okay, let's save the advance point. Roll red. It's the least risky of the 2 remaining die. And we're shaken. That's not cool. Not cool at all. Because we now have to roll the black die, and the risk of getting a rout or something some other horrible result is relatively high. Let's roll. We're shaken again. Yep, we convert it to a rout, which means we stop our activation and receive a hit. Okay. So we're going to stop and then flip that over to 7. Okay. That's not what I was hoping for at all with that unit. Okay. Let's do Let's do the unit next to it. Let's do that one. We need 1 plus, no, just the one. There's no prepared terrain under there, so let's just roll the green die, hoping to get up on top of that cliff. Okay, we've done it. We're up on top of that cliff. That is fantastic. So let's move that and the rally point. Then we'll reveal. Oh, fantastic. 2 hits. That is great. 2 hits. That is great, because that eliminates that unit straight away. Flip it once, remove it for the second hit. That is as good a result as we could have hoped for from that counter. Right, okay, do we stop though? Do we stop or do we carry on? We are down, I think, is it 7 hit points under there? 7 hit points. We could regain 1 hit point with the consolidation action, or we could move a bit further up. Most of the guns are on that side of the board. Yeah, let's just move while we can. We've taken another hit and moved 1 space. I think what we'll do is we'll stop there though. We won't go any further. We won't push our luck too much at this stage. We really don't want any other eliminated units so soon in the game. We took the hit. We haven't advanced. Let's advance. The other dice are quite risky, and I don't want to risk it. So let's consolidate, and we'll use the consolidation action just to bring the rally point up behind us, and we will stop there. Okay, that's much better from that unit. Moving now to the support unit. We do have the battalion commander under there actually, but it's relatively weak, or a relatively weak unit. We haven't got a choice but to press on until we get to the top of that cliff. Now if I roll the black die, I could get most of the way there, but I could lose my boat as I did in the previous video twice. So let's roll yellow. And this is history repeating itself here. The black spot again, so we stop that activation. And then move on to the final unit in Easy Company, which is this one here, underneath landing craft 868. Again, roll yellow die. Okay, 1 movement, 1 hit. That's going down to an 8. And then we move 1 space up the board. Let's roll green. Try and be as safe as we can. We've got a card. Time marches on. Okay, so we're now on hour 10 of June 6th. We do get Dog Company Commander back, and we'll attach him to the guy on the beach. He washes up on the shore as if nothing had happened. Right, we still have to get that unit on the beach though, and we're still in dangerous territory if we get a variable hit. Let's roll red. No. We stop and we draw a time card. Okay, but not in that order. Relief column is moving on. Okay, we're now on the 4th space of the relief column track, which means we're almost halfway through the game already, assuming it ends with the relief column. Wow, we're doing somewhat badly. Okay, that is the end of that activation though, because we rolled the stop sign. So let's just move to Dog Company. Can't get much worse for Dog Company. Okay, we're on the shore. Let's get ourselves onto the beach and up that cliff, safe as possible to get to the beach. Rolling a time card. I keep calling them time cards. They're not. They're actually event cards, but they always have time on the back, or they often have time on the back. And we are now moving to the 12th hour of the first day. Now when it hits hour 13, we do move to the night time, which does have a different impact on some of the German activities depending on what happens with the events and so on. So possibly a bit dangerous, but we are still no closer to the beach. Yellow. One hit and an advance, so let's flip that over to number 9 on the beach. Great, we can get rid of the boat. No immediate risk of being eliminated because of the boat sinking. And then J projector, no success. Okay, so we must still press on now, needing 3 to get over the cliff, unless we try a grapple. Let's roll black, because we could get over the top, or we could get, it's a big risk. Let's roll red. I don't like that. Okay, we've taken a hit and we have a point to spend, an advancement point to spend. Dog company needs to take a hit. Let's spend that point on a grapple attempt. I like the idea of doing that. We've had success with that already in the game. And we've rolled a 5. That is a shaky hold. Okay, so we need 2 to get up on top of that cliff. We cannot stop though. We cannot consolidate here. So we're just going to have to trust to luck really with that black die. So we've rolled a stop and a card. I don't think I've ever rolled so many stops in one game. But let's draw the card. Time is passing on, so we're now into the night time part of the track. Dog company. There is one more unit left in dog company. That's this one here on the beach. We do have that new commander, so we could potentially do something a bit exciting with that. Reduce an obstacle cost, perhaps make it 2 to get up there. Reroll, that might be useful too. First thing we need to do though, let's roll the die. Let's choose yellow. I swear that die is rigged. It's got to be rigged. There's no other way around it. We stop again. Okay. Wait. Let's reroll. Let's just reroll. See what happens. Okay. Fox Company it is. I can't believe that. Right, okay. Let's just go here. We're in the sea, so let's roll green to make sure we don't sink again. Moving forward 1. Okay, we rolled a green with a ranger counter. Move forward. We should normally do a J projector launch, but we already have a firm hold, so there's no real need to do that as far as I know. So we already have the firm hold, which means we would now pull the ranger counter for the R there. And we have rangers forward in dog company. Oh, that's good. We can get those guys up onto the land. I think you can move 2 if there's no obstacle, or just 1 space if there is an obstacle. Yes, that's right, and we would resolve any close combat, but there's no close combat to be had for either of these people. So let's shove him up there. That is very helpful. And we're going to move the rally point straight away, but we don't activate them because we've moved them as a result of an event rather than the activation. The activation is still here. I want to roll that yellow die, and I really don't want it to end up with another stop sign. Okay, we move, and we have got another chit. We need to move first, so let's pop him there. We'll move the rally point, flip over that incoming fire, hoping we get another couple of good markers. Okay, we're pinned. That means the Germans are not going to move unless they force to retreat, but we have the challenge that we can't retreat from here either, which means we may well fight to the death, but we have 5 dice to start with in combat. They start with 1, so let's use this to represent. But we do need to adjust and reduced. We have moved on over the cliff, so we do need to increase the German dice. For the fact we're up over the cliff, they can attack us first. However, they are pinned, so they lose a die. So they're back to 1. They are not in prepped terrain, as far as I know. They don't have supports because that unit there only has a power of a strength of 2. So I think we're good to go with the Germans. With the Germans are not attacking. That's fine. That would be an issue for the night time. We don't have any commanders. We're not flanked. Oh, we do have support though. We do have support from here. Excellent. So that's another die. So I'll have to re-roll one of those when the time comes. But 5 dice to 1. 6s are hits. 5 is half a hit. 4 is morale, and the rest are misses. Let's go. Okay, so we have a hit on the Americans. We have a hit on the Germans. They're already reduced as a result of the bombardment at the beginning of the game, meaning the flak gun is removed. Outstanding, and we can ignore the rest of the die rolls. Combat then stops. Okay, but we can continue if we wish to, and that's an interesting thought. But before we can continue, we do need to finish the activation, which was to draw that Ranger chit. And we have opened fire with Easy Company, low ammo if you're on the 7th or the 8th. Well, we're still on the 6th, thank goodness. But it is low, Easy Company open fire. Can we even open fire? Well, that's a good question, because these 2 guys here are in the boat, so they can't. This guy can, but he's shaken. He has 7 strength points, which means he would get 4 dice aiming at that, which has the benefit of being on top of the cliff. But I think you can still see it because it is not diagonal. So let's go for opening fire. We would get an extra die if we use the commander. There is a commander under there, which would negate the fact that they're shaken. Because normally we would start with a 7, we would start with 4, and then we would lose one though because we're shaken. But we could use the commander to stick at 4, and the command bunker is a pain really, because it would make life so much easier if we didn't have to worry about the German counterattacks. Okie dokie. We are limited to the adjacent space. We can't see any further. Well, that is the adjacent space. So let's roll the full 4, flipping over Easy Company. Commander. 5 versus 1. My mistake with shooting. It's only 4 dice. And we've got 3 pinned results with the 4s there. 3s are misses. The 4s are pinned, but we only place 1 pinned marker on it. Okay, but again, that was not Easy Company's activation, so we now have to come back to the correct activation, decide what we're going to do. We have a 9 strength points, so we can't, well, we could consolidate Not really worth it though, to be honest. We might as well try getting a bit further up the board. Worst comes to the worst, we could always hope for a hasty fire for a special action. It's risky, I could stop. It would make sense to stop. Let's risk it. And we're shaken. That's when we'll stop. I would, or should, apply a shaken marker, but my consolidation action will be to just remove that shaken marker. Because we're in the same space. Okay, moving to... Let's see if we can't get this guy onto the beach. Yellow. Time card. 2 spaces and the counter-attack track. Okay, that's okay for now. We're not anywhere near the end of that track yet. The second counter-attack is a while away. But we are no closer with Fox Company. Let's risk black, because if we do get variable hits, we'll take them on the range and not the boat. Let's just try it. Okay, that was fortunate. We do have a variable hit, which means we take 2 hits on the ranger. Yeah, 2 hits on the ranger. It's actually only 1 hit on the ranger in the sea space we're at. That's okay. Let me move forward twice. Okay, cool. Then let's roll green. Fantastic. We can move forward. We'll do the J projector launch in the hope that we can get up on top of that cliff. And we've rolled an 8. That is still not a good result. No, we're 1 shy of a shaky hold on the cliff. So what we'll do now is we will remove that counter. And we will have to roll again regardless. So let's roll red. We're shaken. Place a shaken marker on the counter when I find one. And then we will have to roll green. We can't stop. No, we can spend the advance point, but we can't really move because of the obstacle. So let's just do that projector launch for the grapple hook. We've got a 4. Shaky hold. Cool. That's good for next time. But we are shaken. We are still rallying in the sea, or in the navy that's dropped us off. Okay, final couple of activations of this round. Let's move the camera. That'll be a good start. Let's move the camera slightly. Okay, we can see the board a bit more, because we are going to be activating this guy with a machine gunner just there. Okay, let's roll 2. Sorry, let's roll the yellow and I hope we get 2. Okay, we've got an advance and a German counter, German event. So let's move the advance. Okay, we're going to have to go out of the trench. We do have that company commander there. Let's flip him and re-roll, because I do not want to roll a German event. Okay, we take a hit, but we still do that advance. That's not so bad at all. Not bad at all, but we take that hit going down to a 7. Do I stop there? I'm close enough now to close combat that guy. I do have double the counters. More than double the counters. He would roll just 1. Okay, let's go for it. Let's try and attack that machine gun. Oh. German counterattack is moving on a couple more spaces. Right, that's going to get too risky now. We'll stop there. We're going to bring the rally point up, meaning we just have one more activation, one more unit to activate, which is this one here. I've lost the activation marker. Okay. This one, we're activating that one. Okay, let's go. Let's roll. Okay, we have barbed wire. We need 2 points, advance points, to get over that barbed wire. Let's roll yellow again. Oops. We do have 2, but we have a variable hit. Now, variable hits on the land are different. They are the distance between the nearest German unit divided by 2, I believe. Which I think in this case is just going to be 1. But let me double check. Okay, because it's not a machine gun, it's just a regular unit. We do the distance divided by 2, which means you just take just the 1 hit on that unit there. We need to get a new counter. Yeah, variable hits are one of those things that can trip you up because they vary, funnily enough, from section to section. But we've done the hits, we can move across that barbed wire, which I've just done, so that's all to the good. Do I want to try to attack that grenadier, that regiment unit there? Possibly not, because we only have 6 strength points, and we are, well, actually, they won't get too much support because their combined strength points are not higher, so no, I've rolled in advance. That's not enough to get into that space because that unit is in the barracks, which is prepared terrain. So what can I do? Good question. Very good question. It's night time, so open fire would only be applicable to the immediately adjacent spaces. That's one of the things I could do if I spend my advance point on an action. Okay, I'll spend my advance point on a fire action. Now, it's not an open fire. It would actually be a hasty fire because it's not the commander issuing the order. So hasty fire will be 3 dice and 5 or 6 will be a hit. Not a hit, but a incoming fire marker. We rolled 2 fires, excellent. Cool. So with any luck, they will be quite beneficial to us a bit later. But for now, that is the end of that unit's activation. We have activated all the units. It's now time to finish up the turn. We flip any commanders over and the rally points. And then we remove any pinned markers from German units. And then we decide whether or not we want to do anything with the commanders. Now the battalion commander is still at sea, which is a problem because he would be able to put Rudder's unit down for us. No, actually that's a consolidation action. But what he can do is he can move the relief column. But the question is, do we want to do that? We're struggling at the moment. to get a foothold in. I won't do that at the moment. I won't use the battalion commander to move the relief track, because although that would bring the game closer to an end, we're not far enough into the game to really know how well we're going to do. I don't think we're going to do that well, to be honest. Anyway, let's finish up the activation. I'll end the video there, and thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.